Your skin is an energetic part of you, and it's not going anywhere. Your skin is alive, and it wants to thrive. Here at Acne Beautiful, you are going to have and be able to implement all of the tools that you need to ensure that your alive, energetic skin is thriving. You see, your skin, it's got a lot of responsibilities. It's interacting day in and day out with your internal and your external environment. It's constantly being bombarded from your external environment. That's pretty obvious. And it's definitely also being bombarded by your internal environment as well. Everything that's going on in your body, the production of hormones, the functioning of your organs, the cleansing of your organs, your liver, it's got a huge responsibility on its plate. Your lymph system, a lot of these systems interact with the skin as well. And the skin can easily become the dumping ground for the crap that we just don't want, that we don't want in our bodies. There are so many facets to acne, and that is why this process that we're going through here with Acne Beautiful, laying out the details of the skin clearing journey, that's why it is, something to just take your time with. Something like clearing your skin, it doesn't happen overnight. I wish it did, but it doesn't. The best thing I can tell you guys, besides the things I've already mentioned in the other videos, is if you are struggling with acne and traditional treatments, like the dermatologist and visiting estheticians for facials, if those treatments haven't cleared your skin for good and it's still an ongoing chronic issue for you that you want out of your life, well, then there's something else going on. There's something else that your skin is also trying to tell you. There's something else that your skin needs, that your body needs. And we're going to find that out together. And I am here to help you figure it out. You are definitely not alone. And it can be really fun. It can be really exciting to figure out what is making your skin tick. Yeah. If it needs something to thrive, believe me, we're going to find it and we're going to get it for your skin. So welcome back. Welcome back to the 8th week. The 8th week of the Acne Beautiful videos. It's been a really fun journey for me so far. I've got a couple more videos to roll out before July is over. I'm going to be hitting the road for 2 weeks approximately in August. And I'm going to try and get a video out during that time as well. So I've had a really long week. I know it's only Tuesday, but last week has rolled into this week for me, and it's just been long and tiring. And I'm a little bit tired today, and I'm going to make sure I do some good things for myself after this to take care of my mind, to take care of my skin, to take care of my body. So today we are here to talk about what you can do to help your skin thrive from the inside out. And the main thing that I want to focus on today with you guys is the use of healthy fats in your diet. So we are definitely focused on the nutritional portion today. I'm not going to spend much time at all speaking about the energetic elements. But I did want to introduce to you all that, hey, your skin is a super energetic part of your body. It's always interacting with the world around you. It has a lot of responsibilities, and care can be complex and multifaceted, especially for somebody, again, who suffers from chronic acne. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We have healthy fats to cover today, and just going to kind of tie that into where we are so far. So we've begun building our plate of food, and we haven't taken too much out yet. We've just added things in. And the two things that we've focused on have been vegetables and fruits. Pretty simple and not surprising that they're on the plate, right? If you've tried to incorporate more vegetables and more fruit, then you've listened to the previous videos and you've had some things to kind of guide you along, and hopefully you've had some fun with it and you've gotten creative. And please go ahead and let me know what you've made, what you've enjoyed, what vegetables you've tried that you didn't know you'd like. Let me know if you've experienced any differences in your energy. I really wouldn't imagine that you'd have too many things different in terms of the health of your skin yet, but certainly you may be feeling a little bit more energetic, or a little bit more loved by yourself, or whatever it is, whatever you've gotten from the videos so far, consider that a win. It's just building your foundation for the rest of your time here. So what else did we add in? We added in fruit. I asked you guys to replace some of your current snacks and or desserts with fruit. And that was our focus in terms of antioxidant content. We've also just talked about slowing down. That was the first piece of nutritional advice that I actually gave for Acne Beautiful, which is to actually slow down your body, your thoughts, everything that you are doing when you are consuming your food. This was to help ensure that your body is actually in a state, in terms of where your nervous system is, sympathetic versus parasympathetic, so that your body is in a state where it can actually take in the nutrition and assimilate the nutrition properly. If you are in a stressed out fight or flight mode, your digestive system can't do its job and actually digest and break down that food. It will sacrifice that job to be on alert for dangers, because you're in this stressed out fight or flight mode. So it's really important to slow down, take a few deep breaths, to be calm when we consume our food in a happy and very thankful way. Yes. So from there, we're going to just add in some healthy fats. And this is not going to be a super long video today, guys, which you're probably happy about. 40 minutes of me chatting about spirituality and acne. But yeah, healthy fats, that's our focus for today. And the reason why I've skipped over another big portion of our plate, which would be protein, saving that for next week, is because in my opinion, fats, it's not hard to get the protein you need. We aren't too messed up in terms of, there's plenty to talk about with protein, but it's easier to mess up your fats, your healthy fats, than it is your protein. So yes, so we're skipping over protein for now, and we're talking about a smaller portion of the plate, a smaller portion of your diet, but a very important portion of your diet, which is healthy fats. All right, guys, so here we go. Why are healthy fats so important to the integrity of your skin, and what the heck are healthy fats anyway? Compared to a couple of years ago, a lot of people understand more readily the concept of healthy fats. We've had the ketogenic diet craze. It's been around for, a couple of years now. And just having that diet, that craze out in the world, has promoted the understanding of healthy fats, as well as just the marketing of healthy fats. So even if they weren't on your radar in the past, and even if you have nothing to do with keto, you may have some base information about healthy fats. Okay, so fats. Primarily, there are a lot of different fats out there. There are two in particular that we want to focus on, omega-6s and omega-3s. I'm sure many of you are familiar with these terms, omega-6 and omega-3s. We have a ratio in our bodies of these two fats, these two essential fatty acids. Omega-6s They're plentiful. They're found in everything. They're found in fruits, they're found in vegetables, and they're found in all prepackaged foods and goods. They come from our vegetables, our vegetable oils. And even though these omega-6 oils, these omega-6 fatty acids, they're in a pristine, healthy state when they are in the plant. So let's take canola, for example. I guess I don't even really want to use canola. I have so many floating through my head, but you know, let's just use sunflower for example, because it's in a lot of prepackaged foods as well, and it doesn't have as big of a negative connotation associated with it like canola because of the GMO stuff. So okay, let's talk about sunflower oil. Let's use it as our example of an omega-6 fatty acid. In the plant, out in nature, perfectly beautiful, healthy for us. This omega-6 fatty acid is intact, no problem. If we were to consume it, no problem. We do this all the time anyway. Every time you eat a piece of fruit, every time you have a vegetable, omega-6 fatty acids are in these foods. It's when we try and extract them and take them out of the plants that we get into trouble. This is where we get into trouble. They're really delicate and they damage really easily. And some of the main methods of extracting these oils from these plants includes a lot of pressure and a lot of heat. And by the time we've extracted the oil from the plant, we've taken something that was pretty good, pretty healthy for us in nature, and we've damaged it, and we've made it very inflammatory for our body, a pro-inflammatory oil. Take that a step further. Now we're going to bottle it. It's in the package. It's probably not in a dark bottle, so it's exposed to sunlight. It's going to travel from wherever it's manufactured to some shelf on a supermarket, and it's going to sit there for some length of time, probably unrefrigerated. This only adds to the rancidity of the product and its pro-inflammatory properties. These same omega-6 oils, like sunflower, canola, soy, peanut, what else? Safflower, corn, there's more, cottonseed. They're found in a lot of our prepackaged goods. Turn any bag of potato chips around and what are you going to see? Vegetable oil, and in parentheses, canola, safflower, combination of cottonseed, soy. Unfortunately, as we've just talked about, these omega-6 oils, when we ingest them through these prepackaged goods, through just oil in the bottle, whether we're cooking with it or pouring it on food, they're pro-inflammatory. They actually, instead of modulating inflammation in the body, they produce more inflammation in the body. Acne is an inflammatory condition of the skin. It really is. So this area, your face, is where you're combating a lot of inflammation. Externally anyway, what you can see. There's plenty of inflammation happening on the inside as well. So whatever your chronic condition is, if it's something else that you're dealing with health-wise in your body, there's usually an element of inflammation with a chronic condition. Acne, it's more visible because we have the external elements. Dermatologists will still tend to classify acne as pro-inflammatory or inflammatory versus non-inflammatory. In my opinion, in my research, it's a little bit misleading because all acne is inflammatory. Now they're really talking about the like the size, the type, the nature of the acne, of the pimple, of the pustule. But, so something like cystic acne, they're going to classify that as inflamed, inflammatory acne. And something like the little red bumps that don't come to a head, blackheads too. This is going to be more in that non-inflammatory category when it comes to dermatology and their understanding of acne. In my understanding, in my research, in my opinion, it doesn't quite work. All acne is inflammatory. There's an inflammatory response happening as soon as you begin to see or feel some acne developing on your skin or under your skin. The inflammatory response from your immune system is already well underway. The bacteria has been there, it's been present, and your immune system has already sent out its fighters to clean up the mess, to take care of the job. And when that happens, we produce inflammation as part of the healing response. So the inflammation is already there. Beyond that, when we get into the deep internal workings of the body, somebody dealing with chronic acne more than likely also has other parts of their body internally that are in an inflamed condition, an inflammatory state. This includes your digestive system, especially your digestive system. And it can be very sensitive and tricky to work with. So understanding the distinction between pro-inflammatory foods and inflammatory modulating foods is going to be crucial for you in terms of picking and choosing what you want to put in your body. Especially if you're in a cycle where you are flared up, you're really going to want to focus on modulating inflammation with your foods. So, those fruits and vegetables, they are really going to come in handy if you are in a state where the acne is really flared up and you just need to get some cool the fire. You need to get some things calmed down. On the other side of the coin, we have omega-3s. Again, super common terminology these days. Most people understand omega-3s as fish oil. And yeah, we do get these beautiful fatty acids from things like fish. Omega-3s are found in other sources as well. Generally, some of the most absorbable and higher forms of omega-3 are going to come from your animal sources, especially fatty cold water fish. So before I mention what those are, I mentioned a little bit earlier that as humans, we have a natural balance between omega-6s and omega-3s in our body. There's a preferred ratio, which is about 2 omega-3s to 1 omega-6. Our standard American diet pushes us in a different direction, something more like 30 omega-6s to 1 omega-3. And this has everything to do with the pro-inflammatory foods that comprise the standard American diet. Even if you don't eat a traditionally standard American diet, but you eat a lot of packaged foods, so-called healthy packaged foods, you're probably still getting a lot of pro-inflammatory oils, omega-6 oils in your diet. And when we have this imbalance of the omega-6s and omega-3s, it's very challenging to get those omega-3s up to where they need to be. There's a little something that happens with the omega-6s and omega-3s where when those omega-6s are so high, they have the ability to actually block omega-3s from accumulating. So if your omega-6s are, 30 to 1, 30 omega-6 to like 1 omega-3, because a lot of what you eat is, factory farmed meat. I mean, nobody's blaming anybody for eating what they eat. This is what we've been told to eat for a long time, and the other things cost more money. So there's a rationale, there's an understanding to why we eat the things that we eat. But if your diet consists of a lot of factory farm meat, grains on a whole, anything in a package, and I mean anything in a package, if it's in a package, it's been processed to some degree. they have to stabilize it for shelf life. The oils that you're going to find in these foods, and the pro-inflammatory state of some of the meats from the factory farm animals, it's going to produce a lot of inflammation in your body. It's going to make it harder for you to raise those omega-3s and get those omega-6s down. You can throw as much fish oil at it as you want until you get those omega-6s down. The omega-3s just cannot accumulate properly. So the only way to do this is to lower your omega-6s. How are we going to do that? We're going to eliminate the prepackaged foods as much as possible. We're going to do some other things, but I'm going to talk about meat related stuff when we talk about protein, and grains when we talk about grains. Today I'm just going to focus on those healthy fats, and in this case we're trying to get rid of the unhealthy fats, the pro-inflammatory omega-6 fats. So you have to absolutely lower, reduce, even eliminate the majority of the prepackaged foods that you're currently consuming, because you gotta get those damaging oils out of your diet. You really have to. Once you get them low enough, then your omega-3s can start to accumulate. And you are going to want to supplement some omega-3s in your diet so that you have a chance for them to come up, because there aren't a lot of sources just in the normal everyday things that we eat. We're not getting a lot of omega-3s. It's easy to get those omega-6s. And like I said before, you're also getting omega-6 from fruits and vegetables, and you don't want to eliminate those from your diet. So there's really only one way to do it, and you have to reduce or eliminate the prepackaged foods. Don't fret over that, please, because there's a couple things to realize and remember here. For one thing, the health industry is aware of this, and they've been manufacturing different prepackaged foods for a number of years now that use oils that can tolerate higher heat better. So, if you are going to consume a bag of potato chips, just go look for something that's made with coconut oil or some avocado oil. These oils have a higher heat tolerance and are generally going to be a little bit less pro-inflammatory when you consume them. So there's that to remember. The other thing to remember is nothing is forever, okay? You're going to take a lot of these dietary changes with you down the road because it's a lifestyle, it's a way of eating. But some of the measures, some of the things that you may change up front, you're not going to have to keep them forever unless you want to. But there is a little bit of a, we have to do some work. We have to start a cleansing process. We have to get the old out before we can start building up the new system. And once we have a steady system in place going forward and your skin is showing signs of clearing, you're going to be able to play around with things a little bit, and you're going to be able to tolerate things a little bit better than you could in the past. But as we go through this process, you're also going to be able to start identifying what foods are triggering for you, what foods you're sensitive to. So everything has a little bit of a purpose here. So we've got our omega-6s and our omega-3s, and we want to get that ratio a little bit more balanced in our body so that we can bring those omega-3s up and we can make sure those omega-6s come down. So now that we have an idea about how to do that, let's also talk about some of the healthy fats that you can include in your diet that may not necessarily be a source of omega-3, but they're going to be just healthy fat alternatives. Actually, before I get to that, I just want to spend one more second on omega-3s before I leave that territory, because I didn't mention this. But so we know where omega-6s come from, right? Fruits, vegetables, and all prepackaged goods. Don't think of them as, one's good, one's bad, but what happens to those omega-6s when they're extracted from the plants? They become damaged oils, they become rancid, they become pro-inflammatory. Really cut and dry and simple. We need to get those down in order to raise omega-3s up. We also need to include more omega-3s in our diet in order to get this ratio correct, right? There are some simple ways of doing this. So the fatty cold water fish are your best friends. Everybody knows salmon, easy peasy. Some of the problems we see with salmon these days is it's hard to find wild. Our seas are overfished and polluted. There are questions about some of the farm raised. Like, you really have to do some digging, do some research, find out what kind of company it is that's doing providing the farm raised salmon. There are things to look into. Some of the simpler cold water fatty fish options that you can try that some people cringe over, but trust me, there are ways of incorporating them that make them taste good. They're going to include sardines and anchovies, mackerel, and herring. And these are generally going to be in a can. They're going to be canned fish. You can find them in water. You can find them in something like olive oil. And you just want to include them in your diet. You just want to get them in there. You can put them on your salad. You can make like a tuna fish sort of thing with them, but sardine salad instead of tuna salad, something like that. Yeah, they're really, really delicious in salad. And they taste good with both citrus and vinegary type things. So if you're a fan of different vinegars, or if you like mustard, you know that those flavors tend to go well with some of these cold water fatty fish in the can. Please try and look for BPA-free cans. BPA-free cans. Okay. The other reason why I like these options, the sardines, the anchovies, the mackerel, the herring, they are very inexpensive. Well, they're pretty inexpensive compared to buying salmon. So that is one way to get more omega-3s in your diet, and something I definitely recommend. The other benefit to having these smaller fish as opposed to something larger like your salmon is that the smaller fish accumulate less toxins. It's probably a debatable thing right now because everything is so polluted in the oceans, but compared to the bigger fish, they accumulate less in their body. So just a good point. If you would like to take fish oil, go ahead. That's a great option. Something I like to look for when I'm deciding what fish oil to purchase is you want to find a combination of your omega-3, DHA, and EPA. You want it to kind of come up to a value of 1,000 milligrams if possible. One of my favorite food sources of omega-3 comes from this company who I'm not affiliated with in any way. I just love them. Green Pasture. It's sweating right now. I took it out of the refrigerator and it's sweating because it is hot. So this is fermented cod liver oil. Great company. They include their X Factor and butter oil. So this is a high vitamin butter oil and fermented cod liver oil combination with this X Factor. What the heck is that? When cows graze naturally out in the pasture, they consume the grass, they go through this whole process in their own body, and they produce vitamin K. The vitamin K is, if I remember correctly, the vitamin K is their X factor. But it's a very important component of bone health, and vitamin K2 is challenging to get from food sources. You can get K1 from your leafy vegetables, but something like K2 is very challenging to get. So the reason why I love this product is it combines so many things in one. I get my omega-3s from the fermented cod liver oil. Something else that you get from cod liver oil as opposed to fish oil in general, but cod liver oil specifically, is naturally occurring vitamins A and D. which again are hard to get from our diets, right, guys? And they are super integral to the health of our skin. Major, major. So for the sake of convenience, covering all of your bases, a product like this is going to take you a very, very long way. So yeah, feel free to check them out if you want. Green Pasture fermented cod liver oil with the butter oil. It is a beautiful product, and it's going to take out a lot of the guesswork from how and where should I get my omega-3s. I still encourage you to try some sardines, try some mackerel, try some anchovies, get them on your plate, some smoked herring. These are going to help fill in the gaps as well, and make sure you're getting whole food sources as well. Now, something like this is as close as you're going to get to a whole food source when it comes to a supplement that contains fish oil. It's pretty much the fermented fish in a bottle with some high vitamin butter oil. It doesn't even taste bad. Although, if you get the chocolate one, it will taste awful. This is the cinnamon tingle gel. And even if you don't like cinnamon, I still recommend the cinnamon tingle over the chocolate, or there's like a peppermint blue ice or something. I still recommend cinnamon over the other ones, even if you don't like cinnamon. Why? Because it totally masks the flavor of the fermented cod liver oil. The chocolate one doesn't. It's like Gagarama. Something to note. Yeah, sometimes things that are really, really good for us do not taste great. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful healthy fats. So we've talked about our omega-3, omega-6 ratio, balancing those out, how to do it, what to include, what to avoid. Now let's talk about the rest of the healthy fats, why they're important, how to incorporate them, what to look for. So some things that you can look to incorporate in your diet in terms of these healthy fats are going to be like hemp, whether it's a hemp oil or hemp seeds, go for them. Flax, so flaxseed oil is okay as long as you know the manufacturer, like the company, you trust it, and it comes in a dark bottle and it's refrigerated, because flaxseed oil has a very high rancidity rate. It's very prone to going rancid, so you want to be super careful with that. Flax seeds in general, I highly recommend them. They're super inexpensive. You just buy whole flax seeds. You can grind them in your coffee grinder, and then you'll have a flaxseed meal, and you can sprinkle it on all sorts of things. You can sprinkle it on oatmeal. You can sprinkle it on your salad. You can add it to different foods as egg replacers to thicken things up. It's incredible. And both hemp and flax, they are going to potentially help increase your omega-3 content. They are a source of omega-3s. They are a source of plant-based omega-3s, but they come in a different form. So the animal-based omega-3s have DHA and EPA, but a plant form of omega-3 does not have those. It has ALA instead. It's a different type of acid, and this acid, ALA, actually has to convert in your body to EPA and DHA, and it is not a very efficient conversion process. So a lot of people just don't convert very well. They're not good converters, so you don't end up actually accumulating and absorbing much omega-3 from flax and hemp. But still beneficial in so many ways, and something to include in your diet. And again, just kind of covering little gaps, covering those gaps. From there, other healthy fats and oils that I recommend, absolutely coconut oil, definitely avocado, get your olive oil in there. The things you want to look for when you get these oils is you want to make sure that they are unfiltered or cold pressed, both. You want to look for these types of words: unfiltered, cold pressed, virgin, extra virgin. You know, those are going to be a little bit more meaningful when it comes to the olive oil. Another little tip when it comes to oils, some are just better at tolerating heat. So something like your coconut and your avocado, they're going to be a little bit more of the medium heat to that like slightly, high heat range. Medium to high. So you can do some of your cooking with these oils without damaging the oils. You do not want to cook with something like olive oil. Save it for your salads, drizzle it on your vegetables, make your dressings with it. Olive oil, that's not what I meant to say. Hummus. What am I talking about? But yeah, something like olive oil, it's very delicate and it's definitely prone to damage from heat. So if you're doing anything more than a very light, low heat saute, save that olive oil to pour on things afterwards. If you really prefer to have the taste of olive oil with your greens and not the coconut, because I totally understand that some people just don't like the taste of the coconut, add a little water to your pan. No oil, just some water. Saute your greens in the water, almost like a steaming effect, and then transfer them to a plate, drizzle on your olive oil. You're good to go. It's going to be delicious. A few other things to remember when it comes to healthy fats is you can also incorporate these things in their food form. So instead of avocado oil, get yourself an avocado. Have them both. Have the avocado oil in your house so you can do some cooking with it, and have the avocados on hand so that you have healthy, satiating fats to help take you through the day. Now, two other things that I just want to mention briefly, because we are getting to that 40-minute mark. How the hell did this happen? But healthy fats. Right. So fats actually help support the integrity of our cell walls. We need healthy fats just to have healthy skin. We need healthy fats to have any support, any structure in our skin. Fats are essential, absolutely essential for hormone production as well. Too much fat can wreak havoc on our hormones. Too much of the wrong kind of fat can definitely wreak havoc on our hormones, and that is totally linked to our skin as well. Too little fat can also wreak havoc on our hormones where we're not even producing enough. Totally bad also. Again, another effect on your skin. Having the right amount, having a balance of omega-3 to omega-6s, making sure that you're having oils in your diet that are not rancid, that have been produced in a conscientious way for the consumer. Looking for those words like extra virgin, virgin, cold pressed, unfiltered. Those are your friends. Those are your friends. And using fats sparingly in a healthy way so that they are part of your diet. They add flavor to your food. They do these wonderful things for us. They help us produce hormones. They help us keep the integrity of our skin, of our cell walls themselves. But we don't want to overindulge in them either. And if you are consuming nuts and seeds, beautiful things to have in your diet. But just know, too, that these are natural sources of omega-6s. So again, you just want to be conscientious of how much you're taking in and in what form. One little tip on the nuts, and we're not talking about nuts right now, but if you are buying nuts, please, please, please get them either raw or dry roasted. Otherwise, they're adding oil to the nuts, guys, and just crappy vegetable oil, pro-inflammatory all the way. Do yourself a favor and get healthy nuts. So that's essentially it. There are other healthy fats to talk about when it comes to the skin and hormones. And some of those are some omega-6s and some omega-9s. And we're going to get into those down the road. And they include things like evening primrose oil, black currant seed oil, and these I'm going to incorporate into the discussion when we get to hormones specifically. So today I just want you all to understand and to know that healthy fats in general, play an integral role in our hormone production and the integrity of our skin. I also just wanted you guys to have an idea of what to look for out there and to start understanding how to, and actually how easy it is to lower your omega-6s and raise your omega-3s. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for hanging in there with me today. It has been a very information-focused session, and I know I wasn't as peppy as I normally am, but it's because I'm sleepy, I'm tired. I'm ready to go have some delicious food myself and relax my brain. I'm actually going to be preparing some beautiful kale and what did I get? Collard greens. Yeah. I'm gonna chop them up real nice. I'm gonna do them in the pan with just a little bit of water so I kind of give them the steaming effect. I might drizzle a little olive oil on them. I'm gonna have some garlic and cayenne pepper because I love that. Mix it all together, and that's gonna be a very, very simple, light meal for myself this evening. And as you can see, as you can hear, it doesn't even include any protein, no grains. Yeah, I'm just keeping it super simple and super light tonight. So there are so many things that you can do with the foods that you eat during your day. And it is really, really important to listen to your body and see what it is that your body is asking for you in that moment. You don't always have to eat some big, huge meal just because it's dinner time. You know, go for what feels right. Ask yourself what your body needs today, and then take a look at what you've been eating over the past few days and what you have in your refrigerator for tomorrow. And try and start creating that awareness around what it is you're actually putting in your mouth, instead of like the grab and go and eating mindlessly. And again, getting back to the slowing down part. If you do watch television while you eat, try turning it off for a portion of your meal. I know like turning it off for the whole meal can be, a bummer, but maybe like half of your meal, turn it on for the second half of your meal. But give your body some time to catch up to where you are when you start enjoying your meal, so that your body is there with you. Hey, we're about to eat. I've got a job to do. I've got some digesting to do. And make sure you chew nice and slowly, thoroughly enjoy and integrate and allow every little bit of that food that you're eating to be something that is going to help heal your skin from within. Okay. There's so much beauty and so much nutrition in the foods that you eat if you simply know how to listen and then choose the ones that are right for you. So I really hope that you guys got some beneficial information about healthy fats from this video today. It's really something that we could talk about for another hour. I mean, we could dive really, really deep into fats. I mean, we didn't even touch how they affect your hormones other than to briefly skim the surface. So you can see how complex the body is, how complex, healing a chronic condition actually is. And this is why we're here. This is why we're doing it together, so that you have the support that you need every single step of the way. So guys, grab a spoon and dig into a little bit of fermented cod liver oil. Have yourself a glowing rest of your day. I will see you all here next week for Acne Beautiful number 9. We're going to talk about protein, and I will probably be back on my spirituality rant as well. Okay? So bye for now. I love you all. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the Acne Beautiful channel on YouTube. Hit like. Send us a comment. Let me know what you're eating. Let me know what you're looking forward to learning about. And let me know what kind of changes you're starting to see, if any, even if it's just internal with your mind. It all starts there. Until next time, goodbye, my lovelies.